Live. YouTube. All right, we're live on YouTube.
Hi, everybody.
Hey guys. So I am Carrie Schust, the motivational coach, and I'm also the essential oil coach. I'm not sure what channel you're listening or watching us on here on YouTube, but this is the second week of our men's health. So the cool thing is I have the most phenomenal guest with me. Oh, hold on. God, I'm gonna silence this just a second. Oh wait. All right. So, whoa, here we go. So this is what happens when you're live on Zoom on YouTube and you have no idea what you're doing. But we figured we'd start because June is Men's Health Month, and it's super important to identify health, no matter what age your men are. And I happen to be surrounded by men. We have 3 boys and a male dog, and you're a boy, a man, and we have dads and uncles, and so I want the men in my life to be healthy. And so we chose a couple of years ago to really just plug in together and make some natural choices. And so we're going to talk to you about it because I am the essential oil coach, and I love just talking about the human body is amazing. And 36 years into coaching, I started when I was 14, and I absolutely love it. I am a certified naturopath nutritionist. I have a degree in anatomy and physiology. Todd has medical background as far as paramedic, EMT, but everything that we're going to share with you right now is not meant to cure, heal, or prevent anything. But we use doTERRA essential oils.
We do.
And we've tried other brands, we've done other things, and we've just chosen to pull in some natural solutions. So before I have my special guest, Todd Schust, talk to you, I want to just identify some of the top 10 concerns. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and we want to really attach ourselves to just really some great health. So this comes from Clinical Advisor. We love to show that things that are been clinically identified as some top male concerns. And so obviously we've got the picture of the liver up. And right now, liver disease is the top of the top 10 concern as far as men's health concerns. So the higher levels of alcohol and tobacco use put men at risk at liver disease, but such diseases as cirrhosis and alcoholic liver disease, but also talking about just all around liver health, right? And we're going to attach ourselves to that here in just a second. And then the second thing is cardiovascular disease. 1 in 3 men have some form of cardiovascular disease, according to the American Heart Association. And an estimated 2.8 million men experience stroke each year and hypertension. And that, guys, is in younger men. So it matters in our 28, 23, and 19-year-old, wouldn't you say? So routine checkups are super important. Please consult your physician. Respiratory disease, which is, especially with COVID right now, it's important for you guys to understand your body language, how you feel, your energy levels, because around here, allergies and pollens and all sorts of things can affect that. But lung cancer is huge, and you can look this up at the American Lung Association. This is not something that I am making up. And why I talk about lung disease is because it's really concerning for us. We have to look at our generations, right? And the men that gave birth to us and helped with that. But because my husband is in the construction industry, he builds homes, he's an amazing general contractor, he has artesian skills that are just off the chart. Occupational hazards are also a huge contribution to men being at risk for lung and respiratory.
For sure.
So keeping on to this, and I know I'm talking a little bit fast, but we want to just talk about the top things that are concerning to men. So although the life expectancy gap between men and women have been shrinking, several factors still work against men's health, particularly higher rates of smoking and drinking than women, and a tendency not to seek help. In other words, are you guys stubborn? Seriously. So men experience higher rates of alcohol related deaths and hospitalizations than women. And according to the CDC, right, we hear a lot from the CDC lately. So drinking alcohol increases risk for mouth, throat, esophagus, liver, and colon cancers, but it also interferes with testicular. See, that's why I'm a chick. That's even hard for me to say. Testicular function and hormone production. All right. Next thing is depression and suicide. And because this is also mental health awareness, alongside Men's Health Month, men experience depression way differently than women and reporting symptoms and fatigue and irritability more often. And they're also less likely to acknowledge the condition and seek help.
Probably right.
Probably right. Although women are more likely to attempt suicide, men are more likely to die by suicide. So, it's kind of a big deal. Unintentional injuries and accidents. Let's talk about that for a second. I can't tell you how many times, and my husband runs an amazing, safe work site. And, there's ladders and scaffolding and hard hats, goggles, what have you. But there's times he comes home and I'm like, what happened to your head? He's like, I don't know. I hit my head, and it's bleeding. He doesn't even know it at this point. And to me, that's concerning sometimes because unintentional injuries account for 6.2% of the deaths in men versus 3.5% in women, according to the CDC. So, all around men's health matters to us. And I love that I have been skipping the ads. So, let's talk about the next thing, diabetes. Diabetes runs in my family, specifically maternally and paternally, and it presents a unique set of complications for men, including greater risk of sexual impotency, a lower testosterone level. It leads to depression and anxiety, but untreated, it also can contribute to nerve and kidney damage, to heart disease, to stroke, and to vision problems. So having good sugar levels matters to me. My dad was just here. He had very high sugar levels, and we realized that just by eating 3 square meals, not eating after 8 o'clock, walking, taking the meds that his doctor has prescribed to him, and checking his blood sugar 3 times a day, and regulating that with insulin was just an easy way. But we had to kind of dive into that. Also, skin cancer, and this is gross. Sorry, I probably should have put a oh, by the way, this is gross on here. But skin cancer is more likely, it's twice as likely as women because men are out in the sun, they're golfing, they're, sports, they're working. HIV and AIDS. I think this is definitely something that you have to think about nowadays among gay, bisexual, and other men. That, according to the CDC data, 61% of all new HIV infections are attributed to the same-sex activity. Obviously, that doesn't affect us, but it does affect people and men. So it is a contributor to men's health, and we want people to be safe, and we want people to be smart. And if we can give you an option to safe health, we want to do that. So the last few things are other men's health issues, including COPD, diabetes, AIDS, and cancer, make men more susceptible to influenza and pneumonia. Obviously, we're at a height in the United States of America, but around the globe, about paying attention to respiratory. Do we wear masks? Do we not wear masks? Washing our hands and paying attention to what matters. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and you guys, I'm going to load this up. You can get this information at clinicaladvisor.com, and I am not a paid spokesperson. It's just something that has attributed to making sure that we understand medically what is involved with men's health issues and taking into consideration with that. So being that said, right, I love to choose things that are natural and good for us. And we did that almost 12 years ago in October when we started using doTERRA essential oils for our youngest son because he had environmental issues, runny nose, dry nose, sneezes, cough, pollen counts, just crazy allergies. Right. And like I said, nothing we are talking about is meant to heal, cure, or prevent. And we definitely want you to consult your doctor, right? Your physician. But we're going to talk about oils for a second, because I think that people stay away from it because it's, it's hippie, it's granola, it's all sorts of things. So, Todd, I want you to talk about specifically, because I think men are stubborn about using certain things when it comes to something natural. So, what's your opinion on how we got started? Besides, I'm his personal investment.
Well, you just explained how we got started with our son and his seasonal issues, but um, as far as what I use on a day-to-day basis, I don't really even carry around ibuprofen or aspirin and stuff in my truck anymore. I carry around on my hump in the center, I carry a whole bunch of different essential oils, from Deep Blue to Balance and Peace and Lemon and all kinds of different ones that I can elaborate on. But I use them regularly every day instead of taking medications.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to talk about that a little bit, because we are live on YouTube, and this is the first time that we've done it. And for those of you who just saw that slide presentation, let's talk about liver. It's not something that he commonly takes, but DDR prime is a cellular complex. And what it does is it helps the body sustain, and it helps to build, right? It helps to supplement like anything else that we take. Vitamins, if you guys are getting your vitamins from big box or online, or even from your doctor, you want it to be something that's good in quality, right? You want it to be able to work for the body. And so to use something that's natural, pure, that doesn't have any petrochemicals, that doesn't have any toxins to it, that is actually pulled from nature, from the seed, the bark, the trees, the limbs, and the roots, and it's distilled to give us the highest concentrate of goodness. The cool thing is that we can use these internally, and so doTERRA has supplements that we didn't have 12 years ago, but it is right here on the back of the bottle. You can see that it is supplemental facts, just like if you were looking for a salt or sugar content on maybe the back of a canned good or a package in the freezer, right? Mm-hmm. So DDR prime is a great way to help supplement healthy liver, healthy organ function. The next one I want to talk to you guys about, because obviously liver was huge. It was the number one, right? And that's Zindocrine. And Zindocrine is a detoxification blend, which is good to help supplement the spleen, help supplement the liver, and move those toxins out. Obviously, we know that the liver, it filters everything gross.
It does.
Right? God knows a lot about the liver. But also, the liver is the one organ that does regenerate outside of the skin. Did you guys know that?
Like, how about that?
I know, who knew, right? And I take these at least once to twice a week. Some people take them every day, but I don't. He takes them once a month is when I slip them in. And he knows that, because what happens when you take oils sometimes?
I burp them.
You burp. So it is not uncommon to burp. And sometimes people fart. I mean, that is a funny word in my household, farting. So what's the next one that you love, that you want to talk about?
Well, my day starts with Lifelong Vitality. And in addition to that, with a ton of supplements for my belly, like Terrazyme and PBX, but Deep Blue, the gel cap, is one. I also take with turmeric. This has turmeric in it as well, so I sometimes burp that when I overload on turmeric. With my joints and stuff, huge relief in this. Also goes along with this is the lotion, the lotion. I also get migraines, so Deep Blue on the bottom of my feet. When I come home, I've got a blistering headache, put it on my bottom of my feet after a shower, lay in bed, and it helps incredibly. Better than taking headache medicines.
So, I mean, remember number 5 was hypertension on that slide. And hypertension, it affects your heart, your circulatory system. It can cause headaches, hypertension, blood pressure. And it's really important, guys, and women, you need to be sharing this with your guys, because we need to be able to show them how easy this is. So that's a good one for hypertension. Sure. And for, just like, why do you use Peace?
Well, during the day, I use Peace. I love the smell, so the aromatherapy part of it is a great benefit. But it's calming, it's relaxing. I get pretty worked up just with stress, and it's a good one to just kind of center me and calm me down. Also, I use a lot of Balance. Balance is a great fragrance. I also have deodorant, which is good. But Balance is another one that really grounds me. I can't read that. Was it a grounding blend?
It is a grounding blend.
Yeah. So the benefits I get from Balance are more than just aromatherapy. It's very calming and soothing. I put it on the back of my neck. I put it in my hands and breathe it in. I even give it to some of my guys at work when they just get a little testy with each other. So
Yeah.
great.
So, there's obviously some very organic ways. He said aromatherapy, which is a beautiful way to begin using essential oils, because do you want to show them how you use these? Because the olfactory goes into the brain, down the spine, and it spreads out through the body, right? And so immediately you can change that feeling, that emotion, that angst, right? So Peace for him comes in a bottle.
I think I have a rollerball in my truck now.
Yeah. So it also comes in a rollerball, but it also comes in a small bottle, which is called the whole oil. This has been created with fractionated coconut oil, so it goes on very easily, but it doesn't change the compounds and the blends of the oils.
And then I put it in my hands and rub my hands together, get it nice and warm. Take a deep breath. Peace bomb.
Yeah, a peace bomb, he says. So, it has so many beautiful oils in it. And I have to put my glasses on. Look, we're getting older. This is what happens. But I should have this memorized by now, as much as we use it. But it has vetiver, it has lavender, ylang-ylang, which is the heart oil, frankincense, it has clary sage, it has marjoram, it has laurel leaf labdanum, and it also has spearmint. And so the beauty of this is that it's already scientifically blended for us, that we don't have to guess at all. But for those of you who are taking some supplements, and Todd referenced Lifelong Vitality, it is a vitamin supplement that's being created and infused with beautiful essential oils. And it is just, it's been a win for us. We both take it, and obviously we are female and male, so it works well with us. But in the Deep Blue supplement, I just wanted to talk about that for a second, because it as well has frankincense. It has a curcumin, which, by the way, is derived from turmeric, from the root, and it's a root extract. It has ginger, green tea, pomegranate, grape, and resveratrol in it. And it also has a tummy tamer, which also has caraway and peppermint in it. So it is definitely one of those like liquid gold moments where you can take it, it goes into the body, it spreads out through the blood system, and it just helps us, I think. And I think Deep Root Rub, if you guys have used any other post or pre workout rub before, I'm telling you, this is great, because such a tiny amount goes a long way.
It's not greasy.
A tiny amount. Yeah. And I love it because it's not greasy. And so if you do have tension, a lot of us are sitting more. I'm getting up and getting out now, so I'm very excited about that. That makes me very happy.
My mom uses it every day on her knees. She swears she walks because of this stuff.
Yeah, and everybody talks about the magic oil or essential oils. What works for me may not work for him. It's just like over the counter or things that are pharmaceutical. Maybe you've been to the doctor's office and they've prescribed something for you. You get it home and maybe it doesn't work, right? You got to call the doctor again. You got to go in. It's the same using a natural source. What works for one person may not work for another, but there's beautiful, beautiful medical background on this. And there's great resources to be able to back this up, which is one of the reasons why we chose doTERRA, because they could back it up. And it wasn't just some hokey game. And almost 12 years later, we've shown our own family, so there's resources, there's books, there's apps, and you can look it up on health organizations. So I think that just really wraps this up. We're trying to keep this about 20 minutes because Todd and I agree that a man's attention span is
20 minutes.
It's not 20 minutes. It's short. Yeah. So Balance is the other one, and Balance is a beautiful blend as well. And we're going to end it on that. It's the grounding blend. It has fractionated coconut oil. It has blue spruce. It has cinnamon, frankincense. It has hoe wood, blue tansy, chamomile, and osmanthus. And if you, gosh, it's just earthy and good.
It's a good one.
Like if we made this in vats, I think we'd soak in it. Don't you? So
It's a good
beautiful
one.
thing about this is that you can use doTERRA very safely, very effectively. Find a good coach. And you know what? You want more information? We're going to do a hyperlink on here so you guys can get that. We appreciate you joining us live here on Zoom. We're going to open this up right now, and you guys out on YouTube. Brand new YouTube channel. Hopefully we got it going on. But we are going to open this up real quickly to any kind of questions. And if you guys have those and you can't get to us live on YouTube, you know, just put it in the comment right here. So any questions that you guys might have for us?
I missed half of it, so I have to watch the replay.
That's all right. We are here and we started promptly on time because, you know, we have a lot of classes that are coming out to YouTube and Facebook, and we want to make sure that people are happy and healthy together. All right.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Linda, for joining us.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Hutchies, for joining me. It was a
Sure.
sweet surprise that he walked in the door and I'm like, want to be my guest? It just worked out perfect.
What's
All
your
right, guys.
YouTube-
Have a great afternoon, and we
What's your-
enjoy. I want you guys to come back and join us on the rest of the month. We've got barbecues and marinades. We've got Men's Health. We've got Glow Up tonight at 6:30. So join us. Essential Oil Coach Todd Schust, Linda Swain. Thanks, you guys.
Love
Bye-bye.
out.
He's leaving now.